You know I got the receipts, girl. You know I got the receipts.
Okay, you guys. I'm sorry, but I don't know if my intro is not playing. Um, there are issues where I am. It's really raining really bad. There's a terrible storm. So my intro is not working for me on this program. So you guys let me know if you can hear me and you can hear clear. If not, I'm going to have to restart this when I get home. I'm actually pulled over and I'm doing this, trying to wait for this storm to calm down some. So I figured we'd have a little chat while I'm doing that because it's really coming down bad. So you guys let me know if you can hear. So I was not able to play the intro because it's like really bad. So I'm gonna play. Give us some time to get here. I'm gonna put up a little 30-minute countdown. You guys let me know if you can hear in the chat while it's counting down. Let me know how the reception is. Okay, we're gonna get some people time to get here. Okay, Monica says, see. All right, so Monica says, I can see and well, I can hear you and the rain. Well, it's coming down. Okay, it's coming down. Hi, Monica. Hey, Cocoa Butter Barbie. Hey, Life with the Leonard family. So, Monique and Daddy respond to DL Hughley, and I really wanted to talk about this because I think that there are a few things that I have a problem with in the response, but it basically just piggybacked off of the video that we did the other night. It solidified it for me that this is, a setup. It was a setup, DL, all along. You know, DL and Monique have a history, all of the narratives, everything that people are saying, but that doesn't do it for me. So I'm going to just let you guys know right now before we get into it. Listen, this live is not going to be one of those lives where I sugarcoat things. I'm really going to really give my raw and honest opinion because I think it's a conversation that needs to be had and I think it just needs to be said. I am tired of people weaponizing Black women's love hard, that we love hard and that we are there for the people that we love and we're going to rally behind you. I'm sick of these celebrities using Black women. I'm sick of them weaponizing us and weaponizing our passion for their causes and to rally behind their BS. Monique is really giving me that. It's giving my sweet babies. And, you want us to rally behind your mess. And right now, in this moment, I cannot do that because I understand and I recognize the passion. I recognize that when you are in defense mode and you want to protect your yourself and you feel wrong and you feel like you want to go at it, but there is a time and place for everything. And I'm standing right here, right now, telling my sisters, enough is enough of this. We have to stop allowing people to play us out of position, play us out of our money, play us out of our opportunities. Okay, so we're going to talk about it. And, I really hope that I don't ruffle any feathers. I hope you guys don't, get upset. And I hope you really can see where I'm coming from because I'm going to break it down. All right. I'm going to break it down. All right. So she starts out, her and Daddy. And see, this is the thing that when you have your husband as your manager, This is where I have a problem, because you are sitting up on this video and y'all are in y'all feelings. Y'all are not in your professional bag. Y'all are not in, your business bag, your industry bag. Y'all are up there in y'all feelings. Number one, can we just all agree that you're up there in your feelings and you want to communicate to the public about what this situation was and what happened and why everyone now is in your business? First of all, why? Why do we feel the need to have to call this man daddy every time? Daddy, what you gonna say, daddy? What daddy? The camera, daddy. They can't hear us, daddy. I mean, every 2 seconds it was daddy. We get it. You call the man daddy. But this is not the place and the forum for us to be involved with this daddy rhetoric. I'm sick of hearing that. This is a professional space. Right now, you're talking about contracts, your what the program was, your career, and you up here, daddy, daddy. We need to separate that. We need to separate the two. This is why Monique needs a manager outside of her husband. Okay? We need a manager outside of daddy, because we are up here talking about what it gave, and we got to sit here and push through this daddy shit. I was like, okay, ma'am. Now, it was, for me, you wanted to set the stage. Okay, so they set the stage, and it was very telling with setting the stage about that interview at the radio station. So let's get some background on this thing with her and DL. All right. They talk about how it goes back to the 90s. And mind you, when I'm doing this research about Monique, there's some things that I found out about Monique that explains a lot about her behavior. So when we go into this documentary, you guys are going to see some things, and it's going to really explain a lot. So we go back to the 90s, where they were at a fight party at her house. And she invited DL there because I guess they had a comedy show, or they had something, and they know each other from that, or whatever, comedians. And the Mike Tyson fight, I guess it wasn't given. So they went back to her house. I don't know if they watched the fight there, or I don't know, but whatever. They went back to her house, and she said this is her kingdom. She feels good when she can bring people to her home. And, I don't know if you're like me. When I bring people to my home, that means something. I get that. Yes, it does mean something when you bring people back to your home. But what does all that have to do with you showing out? This is the thing. What I want people to understand. We are in an age where people feel like social media, that we are entitled to know everything about people's business. Some things just don't have to be brought to the forefront. So you're giving us the backstory about you thought you were cool, basically. Then it gets to the radio station, and we get to that part where they ask a question with this would you rather game, and it was very inappropriate. You call DL, and DL says, well, that's just how we get down. She did not like his disposition with that. So she basically said she was holding on to that. So when she got to the venue and everything that went down, she was ready to hand DL his ass. So she was already ready to hand DL his ass getting to that venue. This is what I'm hearing. I don't know. Let me know if you guys in the chat, if you're following me, if that's what you heard. Okay? Let me know if that's what you heard. She was ready to hand DL his ass because of that interview at that radio station. Okay? Is that what I heard? So when she got there, I need to know when this went down with the contracts. She said that was just an icing on the cake because she was already ready to hand him his ass. Okay. So then she says, I didn't have to go on that stage because I could have not performed. If I didn't care about the people of Detroit, I would have done that. Well, let me make something very clear. That is a goddamn lie. You knew you had to go out there and perform because you would have been in breach of contract. Not only would you have been in breach of contract to the promoters, you would have been in breach of contract to your talent agency. This is why I keep telling you guys, when we did the video the other night and we broke down the receipts, this is why I break down receipts via legal jargon. I review, research, look up definitions, and break down these paperworks so we can understand what things mean. That paperwork that she put up was between her and her agent, her talent agency, whatever you want to call it. It was between her company and them. They made the agreement with the promoters of what she was supposed to be doing that night. So if she had have not performed or walked out on that stage, she would have been in breach of contract. Let's be very clear. So you went out there because you had to. Now it might have been that you wanted to hand him his ass and all of this, and it might have been that you loved the people of Detroit. But let's be very clear. You had a contract. You had multiple obligations with multiple different people that night. So you had to go on stage and perform. Okay? You had to get paid and you had to fulfill obligations. Let's just be clear. Okay? So don't get Billy Badass and act like you could have just not performed. We know that that is not true. Okay? So she says that DL's problem is that he could not fulfill the headliner's job, which is to shut shit down and perform in spite of what she said prior to him coming out on that stage. He was supposed to shut shit down. He was supposed to be the hot headliner and be able to rise to the occasion. And because he couldn't fulfill that role, that's what he's upset about. No, ma'am. He is upset. And what the problem is that you went out there and you brought issues to the stage that did not need to be. So you had a personal vendetta because of everything. You talked about Steve Harvey and him being on a radio station talking about you. You talked about how he has said on multiple platforms that what you could not be, who you were not, all of this stuff. All of that might be true. But at the end of the day, can we bring it back to the accountability of your actions and your professionalism? I want Black women to, enough is enough. Do we always have to go off when we have a problem? Do we always have to have a vendetta? And do we always have to want to embarrass someone when we feel wronged? When we feel victimized and when we feel like we're in defense mode, do we always have to shade and drag and embarrass and put people on front and center? Do we always have to do that? Or can we start making it a point to handle ourselves a little differently, to do the unexpected? It's already expected that we go off and we get crazy and we rant and rave. All of the things that she is saying that they have, the backstory. This is why I say I'm going to tie the whole setup. Like I said in my first video about this, this is a setup. And they use D.L. Hughley because they knew the history. I told y'all all of this ties back in to Tyler and Oprah. Did you not hear Monique say in this video? Did you hear Tyler ever respond? Did you hear Tyler ever apologize? Did you hear Tyler? This goes back to Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. Lee Daniels don't have no power to lift no black ball. I done told y'all that. I told you that this goes back to them. And Monique said it in this video. Did you hear Tyler? Did you hear him make amends? She said it. Those people at 313, those promoters, they are tied to Tyler Perry and Oprah. So now let me explain to you why I'm saying all of this. I say all of this to say, to the people that say, can I just challenge you to not be defensive and to not just write off what I'm saying? Can I challenge you to be open-minded and listen to what I'm saying? Just entertain it for a brief moment. Okay? If you have a career, right? You are a comedian. You are an entertainer. If you need a third party or you need someone to help your talent be brought to the masses, then you are not in charge of your career. You are not in charge of yourself. You are not in charge of how you do things. You still have someone to answer to. Until you can power yourself, you're always going to have someone to answer to. So that means there's rules that you're going to have to follow. All of us that work, can you go down to the job and tell your bosses or CEOs of the companies what you are going to do and what you are not going to do and what shit you are going to take and what you're not going to take? And when you get upset because you've been shaded or victimized or you're in defense mode because of the history of how that company treats you, can you go down there and cuss them people out and still expect to have your job? Can you fight with your coworker because you don't like something that your coworker did? And so you fight with your coworker at the job. Now, let's say this. It may not be the CEO that you're fighting with, but you're fighting with the coworker, right? Well, what's going to happen? You're going to get called into the meeting and you're going to have a meeting with bosses and they're going to determine who's right and who's wrong and who's going to get fired. You're going to get fired if you're the instigator and if you're the one that started the shit. And they're going to say you are creating a hostile work environment, right? You're going to get put out. So this is the same thing with Monique. Monique, unfortunately, is an entertainer that is in the entertainment industry. She's in Hollywood. It is powered by the people that she's saying kiss my ass to. So you can't say kiss my ass but still want something from them. There's no way. Now, if you want to tell people the truth, you want to stand for truth, and you want to say kiss my ass, I don't give a damn what you talking about. This is how I'm rolling. I'm Monique. I'm that. I don't listen to nobody. Then you need to power yourself. You can't be up under a conglomerate and don't want to play professionalism. We can't do that. You may have a point. All of these things may have happened, but you can't go down to the place and bring the business to the stage because that's not the place to do it. But see, this is what we want to do. We want to say, well, we should be able to say whatever we want to say. I should be able to talk. Well, you can't want your cake and eat it too. You can't be able to say what you want to say, but then still got your hand out asking, can you power my concerts? Asking, can you promote my concerts? Asking, can I play at your theater? You can't do that. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Then you need to go and you need to power your own events. You can't And y'all can get mad all you want to and say that I'm that it doesn't make no sense. Well, I expect people to say that are, you know, don't want to be accountable and don't want to be accountable for the way they respond and for the way that they act. You can't be in Hollywood but don't want to conform to being a professional. That is not how you handle yourself. Your gripe was not with DL at the end of the day. So you said all this stuff. I don't care about that video. You and your daddy. I don't care nothing about that. You and your daddy could get up there and y'all can daddy him till the cows come home. Y'all can get up there and try to make you look like you got this marriage that is just on fire. Nobody cares about that. That doesn't have nothing to do with your behavior, ma'am. That don't got nothing to do with the fact that you had a contract with promoters that you didn't agree with. You were supposed to take that up with them. Point blank, period. So it don't matter how many videos you do. It don't matter how many videos DL do. Nobody cares about none of that if you are anyone with a brain or with common sense. I don't care about any of the, okay, so yes, emotionally, whose side are you going to be on? Emotionally, you can be on someone's side and say, emotionally, I feel where Monique is coming from. Emotionally, I feel where DL is coming from. You can have whatever side you want to be on. But the professional opinion and how things were supposed to be handled, Monique gripe was not with DL. Her gripe was with the promoters and her agency, the contract that they worked out with 313. Did they say you were supposed to be the headliner? If they did, well then you got a dispute with them, not DL. But because you already wanted to hand him his ass, like you said, you took that out on him and you took it as an opportunity to try to embarrass him on the stage and then sit back and let's see how he do. But really, the joke is on you because he's going to continue to go on to do specials, to do comedy specials, to get booked, to be booked and busy, to do shows on a large and very grand scale. Meanwhile, you're going to be resorted to Instagram Live where people are able to record your lives like now and make money off of them. And YouTube videos. That's what you are going to be resorted to. Why DL, he gets to go off into the sunset making money. Okay? And then when people say, well, let's see what 50 say. Let's see what 50 don't got that long money. Unfortunately, nobody cares what 50 has to say. 50 doesn't have the money that these big wigs that are looking down, sitting high and looking down, and they are saying, no, ma'am, she's still the same Monique. So let's put this all in perspective according to what I said about this setup. So Monique was standing at the door, knocking at the door. Monique was trying to get back in. She's been blackballed for 20 years. She's been going to anyone's show that will listen and say she's blackballed, and everybody's like, damn, she's blackballed. But why is she blackballed? It wasn't that we see, and this is where Black women, I need us to stop allowing people to play us for fools and play us for dummies. Stop letting people put that sister, my sweet baby, sister, listen to me, sister. No, I don't care about that sister shit. What you do? I don't care about that sister shit, ma'am. What you do? Girl, what did you do? Because then now, sister, what you do? Because as your sister, I'm going to tell you where you were wrong. That's what we must start doing as sisters. We must start holding each other accountable and start saying, hey, listen, what you do to them people? What did you say? Oh, she ain't say nothing. They just picking on Monique. Why would, okay. Why would they just pick on Monique? Okay, so let's play this game for the people that want to play the game. Okay? For the people that want to play the game and want to say, they just picking on my sis. Okay. Why did they pick Monique? What they just picked? Monique was on the Queens of Comedy. She was doing her thing. She gets the Oscar for Precious. She's rolling. She was on the Parker. She had the Charm School. She rolling, right? And then boom, skirt, she hits a roadblock because she gets asked to do something that she felt was outside of her contract or obligations. Because I was with my family, I done made my money, I done held up my end of the bargain, I feel. And I feel like I don't want to go do this thing. And they said, could you please just do this for us? And then boom, da 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 da. No, I'm Monique. I said, no, I'm not doing it. Okay, first off, you were not that girl yet to be telling Oprah and Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels what you were not going to do. You were not there yet, ma'am. You didn't command that type of respect yet. You were still in need of their promotion. You were still in need of them holding your hand. They couldn't quite release you yet. You were not there yet. You were not able to be in a position to tell Oprah and Tyler Perry what you were not going to do. So they said, oh, okay, so that's what we're working with. So where you messed up is right there. But then again, people say, well, so what? Who are they? They are the people that have stunted you for 20 years. They are the reason why you ain't played that Fox in 20 years. Meanwhile, Instagram comedians have played the Fox. Meanwhile, Monique has not played it. You were not in a position to tell anybody what you were not going to do and what you were going to do. Again, how many of you work at a job and they ask you to do something that is not within your job scope? Well, that's on you if you decide not to or to do it. But most of the time we go ahead and do it. And what happens when you're up for a review, when you're up for a promotion, you just might get that promotion because you go above and beyond, because you're an employee that's dependable, reliable, and you go above and beyond. So we're going to give you that opportunity and that promotion because you have sacrificed for us. You scratch our back, we will scratch yours later down the line. That's how life works. So for people that sit back and say she was not obligated to do that, she might have not been obligated to do it, but you got to look at the big picture. What would have happened in the long run? And look where Tyler Perry is now. Look what position he is in now. He's making movie after movie after movie, show after show after show. And Monique could have been like a Taraji. She could have been like one of those girls that played a specific role for Tyler and been in all those movies, all those roles, and she could have been eating. But because she said, no, I'm not doing this. This is how I'm doing. Okay. So now she goes around and says, they've labeled me difficult. They said, that is difficult, ma'am. That is difficult. But then people say, well, that's what's wrong with the industry. That's what's wrong with Hollywood. They want people to bend and kiss their behinds and do what they want. Ain't nobody got time for. That's enough of us kissing people's ass to be in the industry. Okay, but this is okay. We'll leave. Nobody told you got to be a comedian. Nobody told you got to be in the industry. Pack your bags and leave. You can't ask for these people's money and opportunity and ask for shows and want to be put in things, but you don't want to go above and beyond, because what are they going to say? Oh, when we need Monique to do this and do this press run, she's not going to do it. Remember when she did that with Precious and them? Remember, she didn't want to promote it. Oh, yeah, no, we can't do that because we can't take a chance on her because we're going to need this, that, and the third. We're going to be doing promo runs. We're going to be doing all that. Monique ain't going to want to do it. Boom, we pass. Okay, you don't think that those are the kinds of conversations that are going to be had? So if you don't want to play that game, then you have to leave. When you don't want to work at somebody's job, what do? You quit. This is her job. Monique's job is a comedian. And the people that she works for, they are the public and the people that power these concerts, the people that power these networks, the people that are in charge. And unfortunately, who is that? The white man that she talked about in this video. She said, you remember when DL went down there and talked to that white man, Vlad? That white man? Okay, we all know the Karens and the white men. We all know. But do we say that type of shit when we want handouts and money from the white man? These are the people you working for. If you don't like the white man and don't want to deal with the white man, get out of his world. When you don't want to be bothered with somebody, leave. You don't want to be bothered with Hollyweird? Get out of Hollyweird. I don't understand people. How can you want something from somebody, but you want to talk shit about the very people that you want something from? That don't make no sense to me. Does that make sense to any of you? Don't make no sense to me. So I'm listening at the question that was asked at the radio station. And guess what? It's a Hollyweird question. What would you rather? And then they chose Lee Daniels, your husband. And DL happened to not be there that day. Why? Because he already knew what they was going to be asking. He already knew he don't really mess with Monique like that. So he let his team handle it. And then when she called him, he said, and that's how we get down. That's what we do. And so she said, well, I don't think the public is going to sit well with that, DL. Okay, so he didn't air it. And did I say anything about that? Okay, no, you didn't say nothing about it, but and if you did, and that's on you. It would have just showed that yet again, you talk too damn much. You tell every damn thing. Oh, well, y'all better, why they gotta have secrets? That's that weird Hollywood shit. Well, leave Hollywood. If I don't want to be around people that are weird, that are asking questions like that, that participate in things like that, get out of Hollywood. Get out of Hollywood. If you don't want to be around something, leave. That's my whole thing. Okay, you Monique, you're grand, you're on the grand scale, the queen of comedy. You want to mind everybody that his daddy talking about she the female Richard Pryor. Do that get you paid? No. What they say, honey? What they say? Because they said you the female Richard Pryor. And what does that mean? Nothing. What does that mean? That don't get you paid. You still labeled as difficult. And why are you labeled as difficult? Because of your own actions. So like I said, when I said that she was set up, she was set up. She set herself up as well, because you said that you were waiting to hand DL his ass. So you intentionally did that bit on the stage and sat back and wanted to see how he was going to respond and how he was going to handle himself. But the joke was turned around on you, because now this backlash that you are facing publicly yet again, you thought it was going to be a different narrative. You thought it was going to be received differently. And what is it? The public is tired, Monique. It can only be but so many times that we come to your aid and that we stand with you and that we believe in you. What are we believing in? Okay, this is what I need to understand. If we want to believe in Monique and we want to support Monique, okay, what are we believing in? What are we standing for? See, a lot of y'all just want to stand on the fact that she's black. Okay, she's black. And what are we standing for? What are we standing with her for? What do we want to rally behind her and get done? Because at the end of the day, she still want to be in Hollywood. She ain't going to change that place. She's not going to change that institution that's ran by those people. So at the end of the day, what are we standing for? A lot of y'all just want to say, you just want to be behind it because you like her. What are we standing for? Okay, so we're going to stand with Monique, but we got to build Monique up too. And we got to find out, what are we standing for? Okay, sis, what is it that your goal? What's your goal? Okay, so just let her be her. We are letting her be her, but she can't be her. And can you be you at your job? Can you be you at the place of business? You can't be you. There's a time and a place for everything. You're being you enough as a comedian and saying whatever it is that you want to say that's on your mind. But there is a time and a place for things. Now, when you want to just be you, when it comes to the professional aspect of things, there's a way that you have to do it. There's a way that you have to do that. So when we're letting you be you, so this person says, just let her be her. So when we let her be her, what are we going to let her do? Just run amok? Just get out here and run wild? Let her be her, and let her do what? Embarrass us? Embarrass Black women yet again? Give the same narrative that we are loud, proud, and wrong? That we just go off when we get upset? When we don't like when someone does to us, we cuss them out on a public stage and embarrass ourselves and our sisters. Not everyone likes that type of response. Not all Black women are here for the rah-rah. I hate to tell you that. So when we say let her be her, we do let her be her. That's why we love her. That's what we love about Monique. We love her comedian. If you like Monique, you like her style of comedy. That's what you like about Monique. But when it comes to Monique being a businesswoman, she is not that. Her business is all over the place. Her business model is in shambles. It's a mess. It's a wreck. And you know what? How that happens? When you don't got people in position that know about that type of shit. She got her husband, her daddy. Her and her daddy sitting up here having an impromptu conversation when she done just messed her career up again. When she done just stepped in shit yet again in front of everybody. When we was almost there. We was giving you another chance. And boom, she done did it again. She done did it again. So Carla says, for being authentic, watching her rise from the ashes, a lot of us are loud, proud, and raw, period. There's nothing wrong with being loud, proud, and raw. Nothing. But you have to be able to be a professional as well if you want to go to a level that she wants to be at. She wants Netflix to give her millions of dollars. You're not millions of dollars criteria, ma'am. What, you gonna throw your Netflix contract up there and you get mad at them and show all that? Nobody can trust you. There is a trust level, you guys. People have to be able to trust that you're going to do good business, that you're going to do right by them. So when you don't like what I'm doing, you're going to come up here and throw up the contract? I don't like that they ain't giving me an extra 10,000. I'm throwing up the contract and showing everybody on Instagram. If you don't like Hollywood, leave Hollywood. If you don't like it, you have to go. She's just misunderstood. She's not misunderstood. She's being held accountable. She's being called to the carpet. See, this is all of you guys' acronyms and slogans that y'all like to use. Y'all like to use, some of us are just loud. Deal with it. Some of us are just raw. We from the hood. What she say? She said that too. She used that in the video. Oh, see, what you got to know about me. I'm a hood girl. Well, girl, you can't be a hood girl and be in up there with Netflix and them wanting to bargain for millions of dollars. You got to take that hood shit out of it. That's why you a hood girl and you got hood mentality, you got hood ways, that means you do not understand business. And you don't understand that you need to go get you a manager. You need to go get you someone that can help you deal with your business. This is not about black men right now, and I can't hold who holds black men accountable. This isn't about black men right now. I am not a man, I'm a woman. So what I'm talking about is Monique at this moment. I'm not talking about black men. I can't talk about who holds, she says sisters. She was talking to the sisters. And me as a woman, I can only talk about things that pertain to women. I don't know how to be a man. So I can't talk about what men should do. I can only talk about women. And see, what a lot of us don't want to do, we think holding people accountable and speaking up for what's right means that we selling out and that we cooning. Right? No, it doesn't mean that. And we have to stop thinking like that. When you're wrong, you're wrong. And when I love you, I'm going to tell you about yourself. She was just telling all of us that we need to stop wearing bonnets in public. Y'all remember that? Y'all was pissed off. Y'all was ready to go. But now she up there acting wild. Y'all down with that shit because the very people that she was just saying, stop wearing bonnets in public, it's ghetto and all this. She just says she's hood and that's why she act like that. Well, which one is it, Monique? But see, this is what I try to tell y'all. When they want your sympathy and they want you to rally with them for their causes, they try to play into, oh, sis, this, stand with me, sis. They cooning, sis. She just was telling y'all to stop wearing bonnets. There we go. She can't come for black women and then ask for black women's support. That's what I said. You were just saying that black women not to wear bonnets and everything. But when they want our support, they try to play into our insecurities and play into those hot words. See, they try to start, wanting us to rally with them. So they try to get this sympathy. I'm the victim. Oh, the poor black woman. They don't want to hear my voice. They're trying to silence me because I'm speaking truth. Well, my dear, you can't do that type of shit in Hollywood. Hollywood wants secrecy, my dear. They want secrecy. That's the name of the game. Everybody know that's what Hollywood's about. Is it right? No. But that's why I'm not in Hollywood, because I don't want to play that game. I wouldn't want to play that game. So that's why I wouldn't be there. You can't be somewhere where you don't want to be. You don't want to be there, leave. Period. Exactly. Black women have to hold black women accountable. Period. You want me to call, okay, so when I call you sis and you call me sis, I hold my sisters accountable. I hold people that are near and dear to me accountable. So if I'm calling you sis, that means I should be able to tell you about yourself. But see, that's what we don't want to do. So, like I said, as far as these contracts that they were throwing up, the contracts, if again anyone watched our video and somebody said you ain't got no receipts for, let me tell y'all something. If you couldn't see through those receipts that I showed, I wasn't talking about Monique and DL's receipts as far as the contracts. I was talking about my receipts as far as Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey being connected to 313. Did anybody notice that every time they go to the Fox Theater to play the Fox Theater, they have to go through 313 because 313, they are the promoters that do all of Fox's shows. So when Tyler Perry has his stuff in Detroit, he goes to the Fox. When Oprah Winfrey has her stuff, she goes to the Fox. They are big wigs. So do you think that they dealing with the little small promoters around the hood in the little juke joints? No, they are dealing with them top brass people that I showed on my video. Them white people. That's who Oprah dealing with. That's who Tyler dealing with. Monique dealing with New Era and the people in the neighborhood. That's not who Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey deal with. So my receipt showed that all of that rabbit hole, it goes through those big wigs. Okay. So all of this, Benicia says, all this is a distraction from what's really happening around. Be more in tune with the shortages that's taking place. These celebrities are straight. First of all, let's be clear about something. You spend so much time, people spend so much time wanting to say what's going on and point out what's wrong in the world. If things are going to happen, if there is a new world order, if there are shortages, if they putting out virus, if all these theories that people say it's going to happen, there's nothing that we can do about it. So if we have entertainment, and if you feel that way, why are you on YouTube? And why would you be watching a video that clearly is talking about celebrities? If you felt like the celebrities are straight and that this is a distraction from larger things that are going on, why are you on YouTube? That's what I don't understand about people that talk like this. You still got to be entertained at the end of the day. You still going to need a break from, the pressures of this world, which is again why they went to the comedy show, because some people wanted to unwind and they wanted to just have a night out. They did not want to be burdened by DL and Monique's contract issues. We all know that it's stuff going on in the world. We know that. But at the end of the day, you still want to laugh. You still going to kiki. You still going to talk about stuff. All this uptight and being so uptight, what's that going to do? Because you know all that. Okay, there's shortages. So what? What's that going to do? That you know that. I know that. Everybody in the chat know that. What's that going to do? What's that going to do? Because you know. Okay, what you going to do about knowing? Nothing. We still got to have some type of enjoyment. You can't take enjoyment from people. You want to take everything from people? Nobody's blind. People are not, just because they are entertaining themselves with a little bit of celebrity gossip doesn't mean that people don't know what's going on in the world. Now, I love this right here. Is anyone on Monique's side? Okay. Now, when you're on someone's side, what do? Ignore the truth? Is that when you're on someone's side, you automatically just go with what you see is wrong? You just go with it because you're on their side. I'm on your side, but sis, you could have handled this a different way. I'm on your side and I want to see you do well. I want to see you. I thought you was getting ready to get back in the game, but now you just shot yourself in the foot again. Oh, damn. I was rooting for you. When you're on someone's side, you tell them the truth. Is that what you guys think, that when you're on someone's side, you just blind to what they're doing? I love Monique, but I don't agree with being loud and proud all the time. Beat people at their own game. Learn how to handle things differently. Don't always do what is expected. They expect you to go off, Monique. They expect you to get crazy, Monique. Why would you give them what they wanted? Oh, I know why. Because you said you was going to hand DL his ass that night. This was all in her mind to do. So if this was all in her mind to do, how do we know that that contract is real? How do we know that information is accurate? Why is she showing us a contract with her talent agency? Why is DL showing us a contract with his talent? Not even a contract, a deal memo. Okay, what's really going on? Where are the 313 contracts? Okay, they say, well, Sweet Pea, there is no 313 contract. The contract that they are showing is through their talent agency who booked the agreement with 313. I don't give a damn. The gripe is still with 313. They are the ones that put the shit together. So if it was already put together in your mind to hand him his ass, then why are we all up here why is everybody in a tizzy? She says she went up there to hand him his ass. She was already going to do that. Is anyone paying attention to that? No. No. And so when somebody calls things out, we wrong. I'm sorry, but I'm tired of being thought of, and I'm tired of my sisters. We are more than that. Black women are more than that, and I'm tired of us being thought of as loud and proud and indignant in spite of. I don't want that narrative. I don't want us to go out like that. Black women have that legacy of, oh, all they do is go off. You better watch her. You don't tell her nothing because she's gonna go off. Ain't y'all tired of that? Okay, a lot of y'all say that that's not what we are, but that's the behavior that you want to condone. You condone this madness. Then when somebody calls it out, we traitors. How? I don't want to be thought of as loud and proud and wrong. I don't want to be thought of as that. I just don't. So DL could be wrong. She could be wrong. But at the end of the day, the point is, who was at fault for the mix-up and the misunderstanding? It wasn't DL. So that's why I'm saying, you guys, Monique was going to do this because she already had a gripe with him. But now she want to bring us in it. This is what we don't got nothing to do with this. Stop bringing black people into this shit and want us to take sides. Then we all going at each other. And now we're divided as a community when we trying to get things together as a community. Now we're divided because half of y'all feel like Monique, we're siding with her. So we agree with her behavior. So you agree with when you're upset with someone and you have an issue with something, going off, kicking ass and asking questions later. I'm sorry, that's just not how you can be. You can't be like that. You can't kick ass, ask questions later, but want hundreds of millions of dollars for a contract. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. So that's just not what I want for us. I'm sorry. I just don't want that for black women. I'm tired of that narrative. I'm tired of every time I have in my own life just walking around being me. When I have a discrepancy about something, people automatically, white people, Asian people, just people outside of our race, already think that I'm getting ready to come with a nasty response. When it's like, you don't know what I'm getting ready to say, but they automatically expect it because that's what they're used to seeing from us. Give something different. Give a different response and stop supporting that shit. Stop supporting that behavior. And what's wrong with me just wanting Monique to behave differently when she's presented with a challenge? But I don't even think that was like I said, that wasn't even the narrative. She said she was going to hand him his ass. So it didn't have nothing to do with that, all right? She was handing him his ass regardless. Regardless. I don't think many associate her behavior with black women in general. She has a track record that speaks volumes. True. But I would, when she's saying sis and my sweet babies and all of this, and she's speaking to a group of people, she wants us to rally behind that behavior. And that's who she's speaking to. She's speaking to black people. She ain't speaking to white women. She's speaking to us. And she wants us to rally behind behavior that is unacceptable in my book. And I am not doing that. And at the end of the day, I feel as though if you don't like what's going on in Hollywood and you don't like how these people behave and the shit that they do, you need to get away from them and go do your own thing. But you can't do that because the money that you want and what you're trying to do, you can't do it on your own. You just don't command that type of audience. You need those promoters. You need Oprah. You need Tyler. 50 ain't going to be able to give you what you're looking for. 50 got people he got to get the money from. And if those people don't like you, 50 can't even help you. Now let's be serious. 50 ain't got it like that. 50 got to get the money from somebody. And if they cut his money off, then what you got? And 50 ain't going to let nobody cut his money off because he got to eat. So if it comes between you and his money, what you think 50 going to do? Come on now. So the people that say, oh, well, we'll see what 50, what's 50? 50 got to get his money from the white man. 50 ain't in charge of no network. Last time I checked, did 50 own Stars or wherever it is that he's giving her her chance through? Don't he got to get the money from somewhere? So if she come between 50 and his folk, 50 is not going to allow that. 50 going to say, Monique, you got to go. We got to go on down there and get somebody else. We got to go get Angela Bassett because 50 said, I can't use Monique. I got to go get Angela Bassett. I got to go get some more. I got to go get somebody else because we can't use you because the people said no. The people said no. So D.L. Hughley did interviews talking about a situation that didn't have anything to do with him, pushing the narrative of her being difficult, including talking on her husband. Okay, so again, what does that have to do with, this is what I'm saying. He probably did say things that was wrong. I said that at the beginning of the video. If he did say things that was wrong talking about her and she was pissed off about it, what does that have to do with her behavior? So you're saying that it justifies her behavior. All right, so let's ask that question. Answer that question for me. So that's her being upset because he went up there and did interviews. He went places and talked about her. All right, so he talked about her. So that means that what she did was appropriate. Is that true? This person who said that, it's Corian. Do you believe that because he did that, it justifies her behavior and the position that she's already in, knowing that she is right there at getting her career back or getting more opportunities? Do you think it was the time for her to do that? She's defending her character. Her character against who? Nobody knew. Nobody knew what was going on behind the scenes. She bought that. So how are you defending something that nobody knew about? I'm sorry, but I'm not buying that. Okay, you can defend your character, but do the world got to know about it? That's between you and him. That's not for us. That's not for the people that was at the show. Now, if she's defending her character, so you throw your career away because you're defending your character. And so the people that you throw your shit away for, they can continue to go on and be great. And while you sitting back, you not eating because you wanted to do what now? There's plenty of ways that you can defend your character. You know how you do that? By making your family proud and your community proud, by rising above the bullshit. By saying, you know what? I know how I'm going to beat these people at their game. I'm going to show you how I defend my character by doing what you say I am. I'm not going to do that. So how do you defend your character if this man said that you just did what he said you do? So, okay, they saying you're difficult. They say that you're loud. You say that everything is you. So what did you do? You went and did what they said you do. So how's that defending your character? You just put your shit out there yet again. See, it doesn't matter what people say about you. It's what you do. It's what you give people to say. You went right up there and everything that they said you are, that's what you did. You said you're not those things, but you showed them that you are those things. Hey, Hype, we miss you. Right. You threw your career away just to embarrass him. But who did you really embarrass? You ended up embarrassing yourself. And, Black women, again, will sit here and say that she had a right to defend herself. Yeah, you do have a right to defend yourself. But when you are in a position When you need something from somebody, unfortunately, you don't have the right to do that. You're not that big wig of a person yet. You ain't a Will Smith or nothing like that, where you can walk up there and slap the shit out of somebody and still have opportunities. Even Will Smith shit was put on hold. You are just Monique. Who are you? You can't go up on the stage. Y'all better stop. Listen, I don't know if you think that because you seen Will Smith get up there and get his shit off, but you are not in that position. You are not that girl. You don't got enough money where you can go up there and not and embarrass yourself like that, knock the shit out of somebody, and still keep it going. You ain't got it like that. Exactly, Pat. What did she accomplish? And why didn't she let Daddy handle that? Call Me Darling says. Exactly. She was loud, proud, and I'm here for it. She said what she said. That's on that. And it's bigger than the bag or her career for her. She was not embarrassed as per usual. Okay, so loud, proud, and you're here for it. So loud and proud gets you where? In the poorhouse is where she's going to be. She already had tax issues, her and Daddy. They already had hundreds of thousands that they had to pay back. There's things that when you're loud and proud, there's a way to be loud and proud. But you don't go loud and proud and throw it all away to be loud and proud. That's what's wrong with people that think like that. Let me just go off and just forget everything that I'm working for. If you want to be loud and proud, okay, but you still need something from somebody. You can't be loud and proud and still got your hand out. You want to be loud and proud? Go handle your business. All right, cool, loud and proud. But you still need something from these people that you being loud and proud at. Don't you? Don't you? See, that's just not the right type of thinking right there. That's what keeps people going in a circle. That's why people go in a circle. So you loud, proud, and you cuss the mofo out, and you showed them. But at the end of the day, who was left embarrassed and feeling ashamed once you everything wore off, and that adrenaline wore off? Now, why do you think she keeps coming before us doing these damn videos? It was a different disposition in this video. This video that I saw looked like she was trying to explain herself and she realized she was wrong. So now she's trying to blow smoke and mirrors in front of us and try to clean the shit up. Now, you know why? Because she knows she wrong and she knows she done put her foot in her ass again. They're treating her like she hasn't put the work in. She's really looking for over 30 years. Check her resume. That don't matter. She put the work in, but she should be way ahead of what she is. She put the work in, but not really. What did she put in? What she put in? No, y'all just saying she put the work in. She been around for 30 years because she's been on this earth. She's been in the career in the industry, but she has not worked for 20 years. Let's be clear. All right. She did a couple little stand-up gigs. She did a little couple comedy shows here and there. She does not have a Netflix deal. And all comedians that are put that work in, that are somebody in the game, have comedy specials that are worth millions of dollars. She has none. So all this, she put that work in where? Okay, so she's so great. Name what she put her work in. Precious, she got the Oscar and it went to her head and she ain't did shit. What she could have been, she put her foot in her ass before she could even get there. Listen. This is the weirdness of it all. First of all, I am not ranting over her. We're speaking candidly because at the end of the day, I don't give a damn if she threw it all away. That's her. That is not me. That's nothing that I would do. I'm not going to throw away a career and an opportunity. I'm a blogger and an entertainment reporter on YouTube. There's 300 people here listening to this video, and I'm giving them commentary. At the end of the day, I am merely just trying to convey to Black women that it is not always about the show off. It's not always about the I told you. I got you. I bet you she won't talk to me like that again. I told her ass. Okay, and where did it get you? Where did it get you? See, and that's the what y'all want to always throw at somebody. But you up here talking about it. Yeah, because I'm getting my money. I'm making my money off Monique. I'm making my money off her foolery, as I should. Because I'm a blogger, I'm a YouTuber, and that's the name of the game. We make our money off trending topics. I'm gonna get my money. I'm gonna get my bag. That's what I'm gonna do. But at the end of the day, I don't give a damn if she threw it all away, because I'm not. I had issues on YouTube with people, and when I saw that it was affecting my bag, asked my moderators, what did I do? Pivoted and got my money, got to my bag. Hey, Amid Mac, first time being here, welcome. Yes, Pat, it is not what you do, it is how you do it. When I seen, thank you for the $5, says, unless she book and put out her own shows, that's when they control stuff. But can somebody tell me one other comedian she on? Mo is talented and has had a good career. In order to move forward, she should get back to her work, period. She need to get back to her work, and she need to get rid of her husband as a manager. She needs to go and get someone that can help her manage her career, not stroke her ego, not hold her hand and go skipping off in the sunset, dragging people. This the female Richard Pryor. Don't nobody give a damn about that. What is she gonna do? Tarnish her legacy while you sitting there suiting and booting daddy? Daddy's suiting and booted in them gators. Daddy's suited and booted sitting next to you. And the Netflix deal was bullshit, but why was it bullshit? Why? Oh, she's Black. Because she's Black, they did Wanda Sykes the same way. Okay. So you keep trying. You negotiate, you get managers that can negotiate other deals. There's other people. There's other streaming services. There's other things that you can do. But you don't sit there and throw everything away. You have a legacy. Monique is important to our culture. A lot of y'all love Monique, like y'all say, but y'all don't care about her legacy, because if you did, you would not agree with how she handled herself, period. Right. Why didn't she create opportunities for herself since she's such a badass? Like Monique, love it. I love the work she's done. But at the end of the day, she needs a new manager, period. Period. Yep. She got to get rid of daddy. Evandre, she's literally doing her job, talking about current events. Ain't nobody ranting. That's what they say when, the truth hurts. Usually when we talk about topics like this, the people that are in agreement with the behavior, they are the people that act like that. They are the people that go off, cuss people out, rant, rave, kick ass, and ask questions later. They're those type of people. And when other people that are rational, that, think rationally and think smart, you don't like that. Oh, oh, you just, what is the other word they call? Uncle Tom. You just all those things. You think you're white. You talk like a white woman. All that type of stuff, because you want to do things differently. I want to get my money. I'm going to get to my bag. I'm not letting nobody affect my money. I got people to support and things and opportunities to have. Now, does that mean I'm going to compromise my belief system? No. And I'm not asking her to compromise her belief system, but it's a way you handle yourself. Nobody's asking her to compromise anything. She said that she was going there to hand DL his ass. She said that. She said she was going there to hand him his ass. Period. I think what we're trying to say about the husband is that he's sitting there putting his 2 cents in stuff that don't really concern him. You are the husband, but she done put you as a manager, so you think that you can speak on things, but you need to just be the husband, because it is obvious that your business practices suck and you don't know a damn thing about what you are doing. Your wife should be way far ahead than she is in her career. She is an Oscar award winner, so she's been blackballed for 20 years. Why? If she had the proper management, they should have been able to get around that. But if you are blackballed by two of the biggest, most powerful people in the industry, what does that tell you? It don't matter. So what I'm saying, she needs to remove him and put people in position that can get her where she need to be. When we're passionate and we speaking about these events, we're bloggers. That's what we do. Do we care about what she ultimately does? No, it's not going to affect my life. But I'm passionate speaking about the subject because I'm sick of Black women being portrayed in this way. And I'm sick of seeing Black women go out like this. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of us putting our family members and friends in positions just because we make it. We think that we got to give them a job. No, give them an allowance, give them some money and call it a day. You don't got to give them a job as a manager or in your camp when they have no experience on dealing with those matters. You need to go get the right people and put them in the position so they can get you opportunities. They can get you in front of the people that you need to be in front of and help you get out of the hole that you are in. This is what we do. We hire our family. We hire our friends. I make it, so they going with me. I get it. But they can go with you as a stylist. They can That's too much. He doesn't have to be that important of a person in your camp. If you want him to watch what people want, okay, you want your husband to have his eyes on things because you trust your husband. Okay, let him have his eyes on things, but get a professional to handle that part and let him oversee them. But let them handle it. Right? Let them handle it. So at the end of the day, I listened to that video. I listened very well. I looked at body language, and Monique was giving off different energy this time around. It looks like Monique realizes what she has done. She knows that this was all a setup, and she knew, okay, this is a setup. So what I'm about to do now is I'm about to give him his ass. These people done set me up. When really what she was supposed to do is say, okay, this is set up, but I'm going to go out here and I'm going to perform. I'm going to perform for my people, but I'm taking y'all asses to court because this was the contract that I had. 313 with my agency and 313, and y'all threw DL up there. Like, if that's what it really was given, handle that thing a different way, sis. All right. But you had a vendetta, like I said. They had a history. I said that in my first video. They have a history, and if Oprah and Tyler, they said, okay, where's she at the Fox? Okay, we're going through this. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to see. Let's see how she responds. Okay, DL, this is what we're going to do. Okay, that's how we're going to play it. Okay, yeah, and let's see how she responds. And boom. You don't think that people set traps? People set traps like that every day for people. Professionals set traps like that every day. Okay, let's see how she acts. All right, she been on punishment. So now we getting ready to take her off punishment. We getting ready to put her back on go. We getting ready to turn the light back on. Let's see if she's changed. Let's see if she has learned her lesson. Nope. thing. That's the basis for this whole conversation. Your gripe was not with DL, ma'am. It was with the promoters. And if you want to remain in this business, you're going to have to play ball. If you don't want to play ball, then you have to go. Don't be in Hollywood. You can't bite the hand that feeds you. You cannot have it both ways. All right. So that's just where I'm at with that. The rain has stopped. If y'all can hear it, I done started up the truck. I'm back en route. So I'm gonna get ready and go. But it's been good talking to you guys. Johnson says, I don't know the business works, but how did they both end up with a contract saying that they're the headline? Right. The dispute should have been who drafted the contract, right? Exactly. The dispute now, I'm gonna go over this one more time before we go. We did a video, and you can go back and watch that video. It is our first one where we said that it was a setup, right? That she was set up and she fell for it. In that video, we broke down the paperwork that you see both of them posted. And both of the paperwork that they showed is not the paperwork with their promoter. The paperwork now, the promoter is the person that powers the event. They are the paperwork. They are Monique's was a performance agreement from her agency, her talent agency. DL's contract that he showed, deal memo, was through UTA. UTA is a talent agency. I think it was Universal Talent Agency or United Talent Agency, one of them. But it is a talent agency. So the paperwork that they showed was contracts where they are obligated those people. It's saying what you're going to do. When you look at it, it says that they are the purchaser, that those people purchased DL and purchased the thing. And that is his company is listed there. That means that he is acting as a talent through his company to provide services for UTA. So this means that those two parties, they are the ones that worked with 313 to give them the deals. So your issue was with them. It said, okay, did your talent agency get it wrong? Or did 313 get it wrong? Who got it wrong? Did 313 send your talent agency one thing and sent Monique something else? Because ultimately that's who it's from. It is not from DL directly or any situation that he dragged. No. So her issue was never with him. It was always with the promoter and the talent agency. So whether or not DL is upset of what she said or whatever, at the end of the day, it does not matter. None of that matters. None of that matters. What? Who cares? Whether he spoke the truth or she spoke the truth. At the end of the day, you now ruined your last chance because you want to speak the truth on people. And if that's the behavior that you want to have, you can't be in that game. That's my point to this whole conversation. And if y'all don't understand that, I don't know how else to explain it to you. When you are in Hollywood, there's a code, there's a game that you got to play. And if you are not willing to play it, then you can't be there. You cannot expect to gain large contracts, to gain opportunities, and you want to be cussing people out, going off, being unprofessional, exposing people, showing contracts, talking about what's being talked about in the boardroom. You can't do those things. You just can't. And if you don't understand that, again, I don't know what to tell you. So when you want to be you have to go on your own. And by all means, the world that we live in now, you can do that. Monique can create opportunities for herself. Put her own money, back yourself. Put the money up and flip it. But see, Monique cannot garner that type of crowd and audience by herself. She needs other acts. She needs other larger promoters. She needs people to power these events and put their money into it. And she does not have it. So that's my point. When you can't stand alone, you can't act like a lone wolf because you can't stand alone. You need these people. When you don't need a motherfucker, then you could do you. But when you need people, unfortunately, you can't act like a lone wolf. And that's my point. All right. That's where I'm at, y'all. So everybody that joined tonight, thank you. We're gonna still read part 2 of the transcripts. I'm on my way home, and once I get home and get it settled, I will probably get to it. But I appreciate all the first time people. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We got a documentary that's coming out about Monique. I found out a lot of things about Monique, and we're gonna be putting it together. There's some reasons why I believe Monique displays the type of behavior that we see her display. All right, so working on that, and that will be posted soon. All right, you guys. Another edition of the Sweepy Diaries. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.